pretty much as long as I can remember. Actually, my very first memory of a movie theater experience was Return of the Jedi. So I don't know if that was really the first, but definitely the one that left an impression. And after that, I was born in '79, so I didn't get to experience the first ones. But I also had an older brother, and all I remember is playing with the Star Wars toys all the time. So I guess it would have to do with the definition of fan. Let's assume it goes for fanatic. That would probably be a 12 out of 10. But I mean, Star Wars has definitely influenced my whole life, and both with the 501st and then with my tattoo career, it's been like a fundamental part of my life. So it happened pretty naturally, actually. That's something I didn't really consider at the time. So, and I started out as a designer, and I mean, definitely Star Wars had some role in that too. But then my interest into tattooing got me into meeting some people. And when I was looking into becoming a tattoo artist, I happened to meet a guy at a tattoo convention in Milan, and he had all this tattoo imagery, but Star Wars oriented. So like, for the first time, I'm thinking you can make a living tattooing Star Wars stuff. Mark Draven, which is the creator of this infusion program, he had this amazing genius idea and said, I'm gonna take the nerdy tattoo artists, the ones who love doing this stuff, to the people who want to get this stuff. But there was a market out there for pop culture tattoos. And I was welcomed into the group, and I started doing shows with them, and they got the attention of Lucasfilm. And that basically led me to be one of the chosen artists out of the team to be representative of the Star Wars tattoo community. So I started tattooing at Star Wars Celebration as well as the other shows. But of course, Star Wars Celebration was like the one show everybody wanted to do. Well, first off, unfortunately, I am not as active as I used to be. I'm very well active, more into the prop making. I enjoy a lot building costumes. Probably in a way, except for like the hospital troops, more than actually trooping. Like, I'm fascinated by the props and the building process. And with my background as a designer, all that stuff just comes natural to me. So I really enjoy that. My tattoo career, it takes so much of my time, and how things have changed, I rarely have chances to troop in public, unfortunately. So I think both in costuming as a hobby and as a community, they've both changed so much. I can say one is better than the other, because every era has its up and downs. It's cool now to be able to access some lineage pieces and have a stormtrooper helmet that is as accurate as can be to the original one. But I also kind of miss the times where you kind of had to invent. I remember making Mandalorian helmets out of plant pots. So I do miss some of the ingenuity that we had, and I do miss a little bit the sense of community that it brought to be one of the few. But I do also love the fact that now this is this huge international community, and wherever you go, you'll find people that you can hang around with. Oh no, you gotta get into that character. That's absolutely. Um, I guess it also depends on the nature of the event. There's definitely events where you can just chill in a costume and hang out with friends, but there's definitely occasions like hospital trips where you want to go there and make people forget they're in front of a person in a costume. You want them to think they're actually in front of Halloran. So in those occasions, I think to be as accurate as possible to the character, and I'm not talking about the quality of the costume, but the acting, the moves, the stage presence, I think they all are important. Back in the day, I feel we did not have that. It was more of just pretend we're stormtroopers. Try to, look as cool as possible. But it was never, I guess, an intent to be the few. Right. It wasn't, and I'm not a believer in gatekeeping, but I do believe that we should all strive to make the trooping experience the best for everybody, including the public. So it is a hobby that evolves naturally. I feel we all should have speaker systems. I feel, or lights, or making the characters more believable. If you're Darth Vader, but you don't have that breathing sound, or you don't have the voice, or you cannot interact because you will speak with a very low voice, I feel it takes a lot away of the making believe experience for the public. We do have drama, like every hobby has drama. Every large group of people is gonna have drama, and the bigger the group is, of course, the more assholes you're gonna find in a group. It's just a matter of numbers. It's statistics. So, and for years I was actually doing the opposite. I was like, there's some amazing people in there. There's like people who can do crazy, gorgeous things. And then I saw those people like come into the communities and start drama again. And I'm like, oh no, it's just like we should stay away from it. Again, I think it's part of any community. I mean, I come from the biker world. When they have toxicity, they would throw hand grenades. So this is not as bad. Yeah, again, also depends what your concept of toxicity is, but definitely drama, definitely lots of drama. But at the same time, probably I myself could be seen as toxic by somebody just because I have a little bit of a more critical approach to things. Like, I have a pretty open mind, and I've always said I will watch the new Star Wars products and then make up my mind, see if I like them or not. But apparently the fact that I expect some sort of quality, I've been called a toxic fan, I guess. So I guess, like Obi-Wan says, it's all point of view. And in my mind, Rogue One was a gift. It was like such an incredible gem, and it's probably as good as the original trilogy, but with its own feeling, its own mood. And in a way, I think it's the best way to describe it is it's Star Wars for adults. It's like they took us that grew up with Star Wars and they were like, remember that story we told you about the bad guy and the good guys and this? Yeah, so now that you're grown up, this is what war is. So the good guys are not always just good guys. There's some gray areas in there. So I feel Rogue One has the same feeling of the originals, but with that extra step for adults. So that was like the perfect Star Wars movie. So again, I'll probably watch Rogue One before I watch any other almost Star Wars movie. let me say one thing first. I do believe the technical term for what we do would be cosplaying. So from the original meaning, so playing a character in costume, because we basically act like a character. So I don't know if people don't want to call it costuming, but if we want to come with a different word, it's definitely not cosplay, unless we want to create a differentiation in the cosplay community and go movie or live action cosplaying to cartoon or animation, I guess. I do feel there is a necessity to differentiate those two hobbies, which are close, but they do have a fundamental different approach, which is the accuracy to the interpretation. We're not doing this to be pretty, because we are the same as the next 100 stormtroopers. When I see a cosplayer and they go to the stage and have a little routine and dance, and it feels to me like a lot of ego. So just look at me, look how good I am. I want to be good. I want my costume to be the best, because I don't want them to say, oh, that's a great looking costume. I want them to say, that's a stormtrooper from the movie. So I don't want to stand out. I want to blend in. Well, I feel like in the cosplay community, standing out is a priority. I mean, I guess that's just who I am. I don't think people even see me as something separate from the Star Wars, from the Star Wars thing. It's just, again, being also part of my work. You know, there's no way even to hide it if I wanted to, and I'm not afraid of putting my geekiness out. So. And I forgot the point that I was making. Where I started from was,
I am a fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And then what was it?